Yeah. What's going on? It's your boy Jay Gibson, aka the president and CEO of Boss Talk Nation, and we in the building with one of the top R&B crooners in the building, and we're gonna get to everything that's going on with him and what's going on. Say what's up to the people real quick.
What's going on, people? This is Jon Locke. Good to be here with you.
All right. So let's get to the intro. As you know, this was a crazy week, so we're gonna talk all about it, and then we're gonna get to that new project and that new music. So let's get with the business. This Boss Talk. Make sure you tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You can go to bosstalknation.com. Hit us up 844-700-BOSS.
So you want to be a boss. You gonna be a legend. You gonna go down as one of the greats. Well, welcome to the place where all of that begins. See, for me, I started off in the booth. I was writing rhymes, I was coming up with concepts, and we were putting in long nights to make those dreams come true. But along the way, I learned some lessons. That the real power in the game wasn't in front of the camera, it's behind the camera. And as I learned how to go from an entertainer into an entrepreneur, a burning desire to spread that knowledge to others who were just like me started to brew. And then it started to bubble until it overflowed. And the first thing I did was go find other bosses, other people who were like-minded and had a vision and wanted to change the culture forever, to provide the information and the resources and the network necessary to change the game. So we formed Boss Talk Nation, CEOs from different area codes, people who are the greats and the goats in their lane. And we put it all together. Because like the great Chuck D said, it'll take a nation of millions to hold us back. And now that we got Boss Talk Nation, you gonna need it.
All right, so we back in the building, you know what I mean? We got my man Jon Locke, one of Chicago's finest in the building, and we're going to be talking about everything that's going on with his project as well as what's going on out here in these streets, man, because this was a crazy week. So, first off, welcome to the show, you know what I mean? Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man.
No doubt, no doubt, man. I've been checking out your project, man. You come highly recommended. So, you know what I mean? When I went and did my research, did my Googles, I saw you definitely got that fire. So let's start off. First off, let's see, how has your week been? I know everybody's been going through it, so just want to get your perspective.
It's been an interesting week, like you said, man. It's been kind of crazy. From from the social, you know what I mean, news and everything like that, to just trying to stay on top of what everything that I got going on. It's crazy.
Trust me, it's crazy.
You still dealing with the pandemic and these
Right.
vaccinations. Yes, yeah.
It's a lot, bro. It's like they said back in the day, don't push me because
Right.
I'm too
And then
Hey.
it's like it's almost like you're not surprised that you see some of this stuff that's going on out here, because man, there's only so much that us humans can handle, to be real with you.
Right. And so, you being an artist, this is something that y'all get some great material from times like this.
Yeah.
So, with everything, I mean, like I said, when I saw the verdict come down, I was more grateful, first of all, to see some type of accountability. That's what everybody's basically using that word, because we're still fighting for justice. But it also made me think that, we saw this movie before. As far as if things wouldn't have went right, I think it just would have been an overflow. You feel me? That might have been the overflow, and then we got another case going on with the funeral and everything. Rest in peace to the young brother that was lost out there in Minneapolis. So it's a lot going on. So we're gonna deal with that. We'll get back into that in a minute. But you as an artist, let's talk about how you got started in the game. What gave you that, that spark to make you want to, do music?
It was my pops, man. I got to credit him 100%. He was a drummer. He was a drummer for a late great soul singer by the name of Tyrone Davis. played for the Impressions, and he had a couple deals with some major labels. Nothing too big, but it was still for me a big influence on me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so he pretty much gave me the footsteps to look at and to follow through. And even though I had some favorite artists out here, I looked at him like, yo, this is what I want. I want to do this because of him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, for everybody who don't know, I mean, you definitely, how would you categorize your genre? Because I know nowadays people, they have 2, 3 different styles. So would you call yourself more R&B, trap, soul? Where do you fall in?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, to be fair, I'm just probably just more R&B. You know what I mean? Um, I try, as far as production wise, we try to make it where the sound is still relevant today. But when it comes to the stories and the the content, it's more, it's probably more, relative to what maybe our parents grew up on and stuff like that, because it's just speaking toward everyday relationship type of things.
Right. So, what was your first major, like I said, getting that first vibe in the studio? What was something that, people could sit back and be like, what, this the one, or this what I want to do, you know what I mean, with my career?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I think for me, I did a record called Vicky's, with a producer, well-known producer from Chicago, Soundmaster T. Um, he had did, he was well known for some stuff that he had placed before, and the vibe in that lab, literally was just crazy. It was just we chose a beat, and literally the hook came, and maybe the verse, like the first part of the first verse came that night, and then the second verse maybe came like the second night, to be honest. So it was like, but that was my first session where I was like, oh, this is serious.
Right,
This is
right,
that vibe right now. It was pretty much almost like it was a confirmation, like, oh yeah, I can do this. I know this is it. You know what I mean? So that
right.
was it. That probably was it for me.
Right. And I mean, that's respectable. You feel me? And like I said, it's when you're an artist, often different things give you inspiration.
Right.
For me, when I was doing my thing, I would go to my neighborhood, and literally any Friday night would be like a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a certain street. Big shout out to all my people. Big shout out to First and Court. Big shout to Shafi's, the infamous Shafi's was the bar, and you can go out there, man. And I'm telling you, like, Hollywood directors wish they could have had that action going on, because
Yeah.
you had a little bit of flavor. So where do you go with Chicago being such a soulful city? Some you got different neighborhoods, different sections. So talk about how that infuses into your music, into your writing.
Well, for me, like, I grew up probably like the majority. Like, I'm from the west side of Chicago. I know a lot of people, especially today, very familiar with the south side of Chicago.
Right,
But I grew up on the west side, had people on the south side. So for me, a lot of times, man, I would ride through the city. I would take late night trips through the city, and just listen to like Twister, R. Kelly, Common, Do or Die. To
right,
get that essence of Chicago music in me. Crucial
right,
Conflict. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, this is, because you me, like, by that time, I'm from the west side, but by that time when that music was coming out, my parents had already moved the sister and I out to like the suburbs, the outline of Chicago. You know what I mean?
right,
So we weren't necessarily in the thick of things. So it was
right.
like, okay, for me to get that vibe, I had to kind of go back to where I was at, you know what I mean, or where I was from. And I would just cruise around the city, man, and just listen to the music, and that's how I got my inspiration. That's what kind of directed me in the direction that I wanted to, or guide me in the direction I wanted to go in.
Right. And that's dope. I mean, you mentioned some legendary groups. I remember, like you said, Do or Die, man. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something. That joint with Twister, man. I mean, it really broke through, because I'm from the East Coast, and when that joint come out, I think I tell people I went to a visit for my football for a scholarship, right? University of Maryland. And
Oh,
the dude,
dope.
huh?
No, I was saying that's dope, man.
Yeah, like I was taking visits, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to a
Yeah.
bunch of schools, you know, you get recruited. And I went to and in one of the dorms, dude had pimpology over the dorm, over the dorm room. You feel me? So it was like a lifestyle at that point. People really y'all youngins don't really know, you know, what that meant in the
Yeah.
but it was going down. So, you know, let's talk about that for a minute. Like, you know, that was a dope, you know, even some of the other artists you name, I mean, they were different. Each one stood out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, obviously we hope, you know, we wish Kells didn't have the issues he has because
Yeah.
musically, you know, it's undeniable, you know what I mean? The talent.
Yeah.
So, you know, who's some of your, I would say your top five, whether it's R&B, soul, legends, you know, that you looked up to and still kind of, study them. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, you threw soul in there. You know that's a whole different catalog right there. Um, First person that comes to mind would be Sam Cooke.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, like I said, my pops raised me off music, so I was raised off music that I wasn't even here for when it first came out. But Sam Cooke, uh, Babyface, Prince. I got, again, like you said, I got to throw Kells in there, like, compartmentalizing the other situation, which
Right,
obviously I got to say I don't agree with, but musically, he was a beast with it.
right,
But and then like I said, like for me, my all-time favorite was Michael. You know what I
right,
mean? But he was just, I mean, him and Prince were just entertain. I look at Prince being more of a producer songwriter writer than Michael,
right,
but both him and Michael were like all-time entertainers. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I mean, it was just crazy, man. It was crazy. So those would be my top five.
Okay, that's an ill top five. You really can't argue with that. What I was going to do is I was going to share some of your Instagram so that people could see, some of what's going on with you on your
Okay.
social. Just bear with me for a second. So, like you said, we got him here. Make sure y'all go follow him, Jon Locke World. You know what I'm saying? Heating up the streets right now. And I wanted to bring up this particular picture right here because this was
Yeah.
cool up. Man, they let me do it because they told me I got to sign in. But anyway,
Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, I know where you're
not
going with it.
right. So the versus battle, Osley's and Earth, Wind and Fire. So talk about that as far as you being in the R&B world and how that how they basically inspired a whole generations of people, music lovers. So what was that night like for you?
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna be real. Like I caught maybe like the tail end because I had told you. I think the night prior to that I was in the studio, so I was like knocked out to be real. But then I caught the tail end of it, and it just brought back memories of, man, when I was growing up. My parents played the music, you know, especially the Isley brothers. You know,
Right,
between the sheets. Those are songs that like when you listen to like the melodies and the songwriting. For me, as a songwriter and producer, even Earth, Wind and Fire. Like I remember, I hate to digress a little bit, but I remember seeing my pops took me to go see Earth, Wind and Fire in Chicago at a concert, um, um, out here, in Chicago one that year, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna go because I like hanging out with my pops, but I
right,
did not realize the catalog that between those two bands. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And
right,
and he was I remember him being like, this is what I was trying to tell you. This is music. This is music,
right,
musicianship. You know what I mean? You want to
right,
produce a songwriting, whatever. So coming back to what you were asking me, it was just, man, listening to those songs, it's it's a music lesson when you listen to those songs, man. And it's not to say that you want to make songs like, oh, I'm trying to take it back to the old school. It's you can take what you hear, learn from that, and bring it and make it today. And
right.
that's kind of like the boat that I'm in. It was amazing hearing those type of songs at night, when that versus battle, and it was like, wow. And like for me, it just brought back memories of what, my, like I said, my pops and my moms was teaching us when we were growing up.
Right, right, right. And I mean, like I said, I mean, for me, like you said, it was just like a flashback. And some of the joints, obviously, these was done before we was even thought about. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
right.
classics. I mean, that's every cookout, any black cookout. You know what I mean? And then when you talk about Earth, Wind, and Fire, I mean, you can go on a cruise and hear Earth, Wind, and Fire. You can go in any Walgreens in America, you're gonna hear Earth, Wind,
You
and
know what I'm
Fire.
saying? Elevator
So
music,
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
everywhere. So they still got checks coming in. So let's talk about this pick right here, which my man Quincy holding up all the Grammys. That look like off Michael album right there. All them Grammys he holding right there. So is he an inspiration to you?
Absolutely. Well, when I put Mike on the top five, in my head, I automatically put Quincy in that top five, and maybe more so Quincy than Michael, so to speak, because, and like I said, I'm a big Michael fan, but the reason Quincy's so instrumental to me is for the fact that this man came from jazz, okay, in the South Side of Chicago, and it was like he did stuff from Frank Sinatra to
Right,
to Tevin Campbell. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I
right,
mean, like when I did my homework on him, I was like, yo, this man is this because I'm kind of speechless, man, because it's hitting the note with me, man. It's like, yo, musically, you could put him in a session with you could put him in a session with anybody, and he can come out with a record. You know what I mean? And
right,
then for the fact that when I did my history on him, like I think when he first started with Michael off the wall, I want to say he was maybe in his late 40s, close to 50,
right,
and he made a record that he made albums that the youngest can rock to. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, man, you really can't put an age on people that know music. You
right,
you know what I'm saying? Because if you know music, and like I said, I feel like Quincy proved that. If you know music, you can make music for anybody. You know
right,
what I'm saying? And that's
right.
why he's a big influence on me. That's why that picture's there.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, off the wall, you take maybe the top 5 joints off there, they're bump right now. You see what I'm
I,
saying? Like
hands,
Rocket You is one of my favorite
man,
joints
you
of
said
all
you
time.
called it right there. Yeah.
Man, he had the video, you know what I mean? I remember I might have been like 2 years old, if that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you remember it. It's like, you know what I mean? That music was so powerful. That whole album, you know what I mean? So it was
Yeah,
just rocking
yeah,
back to back to back to back to back. And it still probably would never be a combination. I say probably since maybe Snoop and Dre is the only, you know what I
Woo,
mean? The
yeah,
people that could
yeah,
compare to the power of a collaboration like that. So
yeah.
let's talk about some of these other picks. I mean, how was it recording? You see you got the mask on in the booth. So how was it recording through the pandemic, trying to put your project together and and stay on schedule?
Man, it was challenging at first, because I want to say the most challenging thing was the scheduling part. Whether the studio's open, whether depending on who can come down. Because I do, like I said, I do work with a team, a very small team, but you want people in the studio that know the direction you're going in. You know what I mean, to bounce ideas off of. But I think after maybe the first two sessions, it was like, okay, we here now. You know what I mean? But I give a lot of credit to studio, man, because they made it very comfortable. Um, I think a lot of that has to go to credit to the studio that I currently stay at now. So it was, and it's just a great vibe, man. I know a lot of like today, we all have home studios and whatnot, but it's a different vibe, man, when you in the studio and
Right,
it's like I don't have to press record. I don't have to engineer myself. It's like I could just be creative. It's different, man, and that's what I miss. Because I used to
right,
miss that. I used to be in my own home studio, but I'm like I felt like I was getting in the funk, and I'm like
right.
I need to get out. I need to get out, and ever I haven't back doing my own stuff since then. To be honest with you.
Right, 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 right. So, like I said, man, I would agree with you as well. It's nothing like working in that environment when you can, like you said, just do the art. at home it's good for working on ideas. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So you can kind of crank something out. You can get a rough draft of it or whatever, or a rough copy. But I think, when it's nothing like being able to go in there and then have an engineer really touch it up for you and get to the point where, you could hear every little piece of it. You know what I mean?
right,
So,
right.
you know what I mean? So let's talk about the new single, you know what I'm saying? Do It To Me. I got that smooth vibe to it. I see you got the artwork. I was going to tell you, I see the photo shoots and all the things y'all putting together. This right here, I like this joint. That's why I put it, in anticipation of tonight's conversation. Like, it gives me that Ryan Leslie type of vibe,
Dope.
you know what I'm saying?
I
And
appreciate that.
which is a dope artist in his own right.
Yep.
But I think, like I said, just that like you said about Osley and them, the musicianship, just letting them know, hey, people still play instruments out here. People still can, give you an acoustic performance that's going to rival anything that a lot of these studio, what they call it, auto-tune gangsters, you know what I'm saying, is out here. And and they don't really have no skills. So let's talk about like that. What got you into playing different instruments and doing your thing, as far as I see you on the drums, you got the piano, so let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I started. So my first instrument, man, my mom's wanted me to get into the saxophone, so I did the saxophone joint. Um, and then I transitioned into the trombone. So I
Right.
was getting all my horns, and getting all my horns in. Um, and then I think it might have been I dabbled into the piano a little bit, but then I went into the drums real heavy. My dad, like I said, my dad was a drummer, so I started playing the drums, and then being coming up in the church choir, you start playing the drums in the church and everything like that. But I went back to the piano. Piano was my joint because of the fact that I can create melodies. And don't get me wrong, you create melodies with sax and trombone, but for me it was more fluent with the
Right.
piano, especially writing lyrics and stuff like that. So it was the piano. So those four instruments were my main theme. But I really have stuck with the drums and the piano to this day.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, that's two of the main elements you need right there. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Now, like I said, we were talking about just the whole eras of music. I mean, R&B right now is in a resurgence because of a lot of dope artists that are coming out. You got Black, you got Anderson Paak and your boy Bruno put together a
yeah,
dope collaboration.
yeah.
And so talk about where you feel like your project is going to fit. Where is it? Is it where do you think you can carve out a niche for yourself for your fans?
I think I can. I think I can because the reason why I say that is because I'm not trying to sound like anybody. I'm just trying to do. I'm just really trying to tell my story. Now you may hear some of my influences. I mean, I can't. I mean that's with anybody. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to say, "Oh, he's trying to sound like Michael," or "He's trying to sound like Kels," or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that being said, I think my music will be able to find its own place. Now, whether if it's on the level of Anderson Paak and Bruno Mars or whoever, I can call that. You know what I mean? But all I can do is just put my story out there and resonate. But I know for sure that when you hear my music, you're gonna be like, okay, this dude is different. You know what I
Right. Right.
mean?
Nah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, like I said, what about it's a big thing that's happening right now is obviously the hip hop R&B collaborations. You have more melodic rappers, which
Yeah,
I think is helping R&B because now it's an easy, smooth transition.
yeah.
Um, so have you worked on any hooks? I know like the legendary rest in peace to Nate Dogg. I mean, he became a legend without even dropping an album. You feel what I mean? People
Yeah.
want to hear him on the hook. So, have you worked with any rappers or any artists that, like you said, are coming up? You anticipate any collaborations coming up?
I anticipate some collaborations. I've done some stuff with some artists previously, but nothing on a real major scale. Not that I had any control over that, you know what I mean? But I done some stuff with some independent artists. But I do, as I continue to be more consistent with my music, I do anticipate some other artists want to collaborate and to, you know what I'm saying, to do some music. And I'm looking for that.
Right. No, that's dope. That's dope. Now I was watching some YouTube videos and they were talking about there's like 4 major keys that's in every hit song. I think he said is G, A minor, C, and I forgot the other one. So when you being that you do play instruments, is there a certain recipe that you go, you ain't got to give out all your secret sauce, but is there a recipe that you go into a song saying, okay, you know, let me start with the melody and then that kind of drives the words? Or is it something where you already kind of have an idea and then try to build a melody to fit, you know, what the lyrics are going to be?
I like starting with the chords. The chords are very major for me.
Mm-hmm.
The melody a lot of times, if I really think about it, the melody a lot of times is that's the main component. But for me to get that melody into that concept, the chords got to sit right for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like you said, you got the A flat, you got the C major sometimes. I think you mentioned the G. And
Yeah.
I think the E falls in there too. I don't know if it's E flat. I think it's E flat, E minor, something like E minor, something like that. Minors are very heavy in R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just more of getting in the vibe for me. Like I said, like I like going into the studio. I saw rest in peace DMX, but I saw a video recently, you know, with everybody posting stuff. I saw a video that Switz had post, and they was listening to I can't think of the artist's name, but some old school R&B.
Right.
And you know, it just sets your mood. It sets your vibe.
Right.
So for me, that's what I like doing a lot of times. I like going by, you know, in the studio, maybe listen to a couple songs to put me in the mood. And then from there, you know, we get down to business.
Right. That's dope. That's dope. So speaking of Swizzy and them, I mean, obviously VERZUZ has become a staple. It's like an instant classic, you know what I mean, in the culture. If you could do a versus anybody, you know, who, you know, living or dead, who would you pick?
Like between like two like artists, major artists, for me to choose to go against.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know, and I know this has been said many a times, but could you imagine Michael and Prince? Like,
I'm with you.
I know it's easy. That's easy, but that's more of a party. That's more of a party than anything.
They charging for that. Ain't gonna be no Instagram. You're gonna have to pay $100. And that's gonna take about 2 days because they got too much catalog. But I'm saying you personally, if you say, hey, Jon Locke, I got a spot for you, and you get to pick who you want to bring to the stage and call them out, who would you think you could smoke them in a versus?
Oh man, you can't do that to me, man. I think, you know what? And I'm gonna go ahead and speak it. If you give me a few more years and I stay consistent with this, he don't have to be there, but you can put me up there with Kels.
Okay, well,
I believe that so much in what we're building. I believe that so much.
He may have a hard time doing his parts, but you know what I'm saying?
He may not have to be there, but you know what I'm saying?
So that's an easy win right there. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
Know what I'm saying? You can have a DJ picking out his 20, but you give me a few more years, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, because that's you know, he, like I said, man, musically, him and Babyface were key for me. Those are the two. Those are the two. I'm not gonna even hold you. Those two are the main ones. And you know, like I said, man, I know it's controversial to say his name, but it's just
right now we talk about the music, so you know what I mean, and you know, let the other stuff be the other stuff. But what I was gonna say, what I was gonna say is I noticed where both of those names that you name are singer-songwriters. So, hey man, I do this. You know what I mean? I'm new to this, right? So, as an artist that's a singer-songwriter, what do you think the difference is between someone who, let's say, like a Beyonce, who's a great talent, all-time talent, and somebody like maybe an Alicia Keys, who probably writes more of her material. Maybe not has, she has hits, but maybe not have as many commercial number ones as a Beyonce, because she's got everybody bringing her the best of the best of the best. Yeah. So, how do you navigate that as an artist? Would you say, would it be hard to work with someone who gave you a song and said, hey, I wrote this for you, versus you liking the process of putting your own thing together?
Well, so no, it wouldn't be difficult to work with another writer that will say, hey, Jay, I got this record for you. I would have to sit with it to make sure if it, like what's a hot record or not. You know what I mean? You're not gonna sit here and say, somebody bring me another. If somebody brings me a song and say, Jay, I got this record. Right. I'm not gonna. If it's hot, I'm not gonna say, dog, this ain't hot, just because I didn't write it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the same time, I'm depending on the lyrics, I may switch a few words around to make sure it fits with where I'm coming from, because people that like my music are going to be able to tell, like, man, this is, you know what I mean? I want to be able to deliver it from my story, you know what I'm saying, from my viewpoint. So I may say, so it could be anybody that may bring me a record and say, yo, I got this joint. All right, cool. Let me hear it. And then if it fits and I don't have to touch it, all right, let's do it. But then if I may say, like, let me switch a couple words around. And that's happened before. And that's happened on the record that we're actually working on right now. You know what I mean? I wrote the first verse and the hook, and then there's another writer that wrote the second verse. But I did rearrange some of the words and switch out some words. So yeah, I think as a songwriter, as a producer, you can work in any scenario. You know what I mean? And I think that's a pure songwriter, in my opinion.
Right. And that's what's up, man. So if now a follow-up question to that would be, since you put together a lot of your own material, would you be willing, like a Kanye, where you would say, like, he starts producing tracks, and I was watching Cameron on Drink Champs, and he was like, oh man, now he want to rap, so he gonna cuff all the heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
So would you, how would you feel if they said, hey, we got something right now, let's say Breezy, you feel me, and we got he willing to come buy this song, and you knew this was a hit, and you like, yo, this is gonna be my hit, but if I give it to Breezy, it's gonna go top of the charts, and then maybe, that would, so how would you feel about letting one fly, you know what I mean, to get it out there to the top of the charts?
I'm not against that, you know what I'm saying, because that's my natural state as a songwriter producer. So if Breezy came along, say, yo, I want this. Trey Songz came along, say, yo, I can deliver this.
Right.
All right. Because you know what? I got more in the chamber, bro. So you go ahead and do that, and then you know what? I'm gonna come out with these right here next, and if they want more, let's do it. We can come out, hey, bro, we can come out, hey, I want this record. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to unload, man.
Right. That's what's up, man. So, before we rock out, man, let the people know what's coming up for you, what you got going on, and what they need to look for in the future.
Well, we got we're about to release another single probably in another month or so. We're just going to continue releasing singles, build that catalog up, build the algorithms up, and have some records out there where people can be like, oh, okay, he's building his brand. More videos. The plan is to do videos for each record, tell that story, and then eventually, man, as things start opening up, I'm ready to get out here and start performing. That's what I'm excited to be doing, man.
Nah, that's what's up, man. I mean, I know they're trying to get everything together for, especially like you said, when you got R&B, you got a lot of these stations out here who do the the R&B. I forgot what they call them, like it's like the something soul weekends. They do them. They have Miami had the Jazz Fest. That's what it is. Like
Jazz Fest, the
Jazz Fest.
The Black Women Expos and everything like that. Yeah.
It's a lot of venues where you guys have a chance to get exposure, where hip hop it's like, yeah, we ain't letting them thugs up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but man, hip hop done took over, man. I mean, unfortunately, you got to deal with the insurance and everything with a lot of these venues, but you can't deny that hip hop is the #1 genre right now. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? R&B, we just want a little piece of that back again.
right. That's what's up, man. So where can people get your music? Where can they, get your single and get in tune with it?
Man, everything on my socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Jon Locke World, JonLocke World, and I'm on all your favorite DSPs, Spotify, Apple, YouTube Music, Amazon, whatever. I'm on all of them.
That's what's up, man. So we appreciate you, bro. You got any last words that you want to, speak out there to the people?
I appreciate this time. Appreciate you guys, listening to me. The people that's been supporting me, I appreciate you guys. And the ones that are new to me and not hip to me yet, man, check me out. Give me a shot. Hopefully you like what you hear. Let's do it.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you on the show. And we're going to be keeping an eye on you, man. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you drop something, just let us know. Just follow us at Boss Talk Nation, and we'll definitely hit you back. You know what I'm saying? Stay in tune with the movement. You know what I mean? Because you definitely got something going on, man. I wanted to say too. Now you know what? We could tap in for another couple minutes because I think right now, kind of, I was watching a documentary they had on Sam Cooke, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about hey, man, you must be at the mansion or something, man. I see them 20-foot ceilings, brother. I see it. Trust me. I know when I see them 20-footers, man, I know some paper going on, man. You must be writing a couple more hits that you ain't, you know what I
mean? Ain't nobody talking about you.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. But nah, what I'm saying is,
you called me out, yo.
Hey, man, I see everything, bro. I see everything. But nah, man, on the real, like, Sam Cooke during the time of the civil rights, that's where he got the motivation to write his Change Gonna Come record. So I'm thinking this is the perfect time, man, to just look at, and some people are being cliche, they trying to just jump on the movement. But if somebody really sit back and look at it, man, it's about time for another anthem to really get people to understand what's going on, man. So, I would just challenge you to say, man, really, really look into what's going on in society and put something together that is going to speak to that, because that's something that's timeless. You feel me? And, I just based on what I heard so far, you definitely got the talent to do it. So why not you? You feel me? It's always the big artists. I think when COVID first came out, I ain't going to say no names, but certain artists, they jumped out there with a song and they CNN blasted it out. Ain't really hitting on nothing because it was too, you reaching at that point. You try, and then, we stole when Lil Baby dropped his joint.
Yeah, that hit a little different.
It resonated because it came more, it sounded more authentic. You feel me? But like I said, man, that's something that you definitely want to think about, as you putting stuff together. Because I think somebody who kind of speaks to this moment right now is gonna win, man. And like I said, I wish you a lot of success. Also, I would say, the way music is purchased, like right now, the streaming is more for the microwave music, right? Mm-hmm, but you got people in your demographic who may want the CD. You feel me?
Right.
Maybe you might be able to even come with a DVD that's more like a soundtrack. You feel me? For the grown and sexy crowd. You know what I mean? They may want something when they cleaning the house. You know what I'm saying? And or just riding out on the road trip. So that demographic may want a tangible. I'm starting to see a lot of people who are especially in the media game. I'm in the media game, so they're dropping DVDs where, like, say if it's all this censorship that's going on social, you can't talk about nothing without getting flagged. But if I drop a DVD and you watch, even if you got a PS5 or Xbox or something, man, you could pop that thing in and watch it, and now you can't censor me. You feel me? So that's something that just think about different ways to get your product to your main consumer. It may not be the little, the 15-year-old. It may be more somebody in that 30 to 45, 25 to 45, you know what I mean, that want to hear some real music, and you got a way to deliver it to them in a format they familiar with. You feel me? And so that could help you stand out and move more, build more of an army around what you got going on, and then the music gonna speak for itself. You feel me?
Right. I
So
salute
that's
you for that, man, because that's real talk. I salute you for that, because and I appreciate that, because that's a lot. Everything you said, especially speaking to today's times, man. It's a lot that it's almost like you don't want it to come off to be kind of corny or trendy, but you want it to have some type of heartfelt meaning to it, like Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On,"
right.
when he wrote that, what I mean. So I salute you for that, man, because that that spoke to me, that resonated with me.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what we do here, man. It's boss talk. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
let me ask you. So, all right, before we get out of here, for real, you from Chicago, man. I know you got some sports teams, man. The draft coming up, man. What's Chicago gonna do? Or what's your team? Because it may not be Chicago.
Oh, yeah, I'm home team all the way. Bears, Bulls, Sox.
Nah, I'm with you. So what the
Yeah,
Bears
yeah.
gonna do, man? We need some offense. Your man Trubisky was
My man, that was my man. My
So
man. That's a whole nother story. If you, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, the Bears, man, they need a quarterback, man, but I don't know, man. I think these guys, man, I don't know. They got some issues, dude. But I'm I'm afraid that these guys gonna pull the trigger and try to jump all the way up to number 9 or 10 again and draft a quarterback, and then it's like, is this the right dude or what?
And I think you need to put people around them. See, that's
You
what I
got
think.
to.
They're snatching up all these young boy quarterbacks, and I get it because they pimping the rookie deals. They like, yo, we can get another Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson, or what I mean. They trying to get somebody that they could, But most of those teams had an offensive line,
You
right? I
gotta get
think
that
Chicago,
line, yeah.
man, the defense is solid and always going to be solid in Chicago. You feel me? My man, one of my homies from my hometown, Kasim Green. I got drafted a few years back when John Bostic and them came in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that year they had the two linebackers. So my man was one of the linebackers. He was on there for a couple years and did his thing. So like I said, man, they always got solid defense, but they need some offense. They need some weapons. You're getting these quarterbacks. Right. You can't even blame Trubisky for so much. And then the other kid before him, he just had a bad attitude, man. I forgot his name. What was the quarterback? Cutler. He had too much money, man. He was on some pretty boy stuff. He wasn't really trying
to do reality TV, dog. That's all he wanted to do.
But that's what I'm saying. When it's a culture, man, that you got to build. Of like, especially when you talking about teams like Chicago, man. I mean, that's one of the main, like the Steelers, the Bears. You got the Giants.
Even the Giants, yep. 49ers.
49ers. That's the real, foundation of the NFL teams, man. So y'all got some work to do, man. Hopefully, y'all get somebody in the draft this year, man.
But we low key kind of root for these guys to mess up so they can get out. To be honest with you, that's what we kind of low key root. Any true Bears fan, that's what we hate to say it because we want our team to win, but we kind of low key like, man, I hope these dudes F up again so we can
just get the whole regime out. Just get them out of here.
We hope the owner sell. You know what I'm saying? We want to. If you listen to Chicago sports radio, man, they I don't want to curse, but they on them right now, dude.
Yeah, I feel you. I trust me. I know, man. Let me tell you something. I used to live right outside of Philly, Brand, and let me tell you, bro. I know how I get. These fans ain't playing. They like, yo, we look at these dudes for real. I see them in the street. It's a problem, man. So man. But hopefully we see what happened next weekend, man. I'll hit you on Instagram, man, to see what kind of picks they get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get at me, bro. Get at me, man.
That's what's up. So we're going to sign off, man. Just shout out your socials one more time so everybody can know how to reach you.
Yes, sir. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Jon Locke World, JONLOCKE World. All the DSP, Spotify, Apple Music. I hope you come check me out. Let me know what you guys think.
All right, man. We're going to talk about them 20-foot ceilings next time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
I'm too, bro. Feel me? I'm trying to come on. I got 8-footers, man. I need 20-footers, man.
Oh man, I was trying to get out and get away from the noise, man. I wasn't supposed to, y'all wasn't supposed to see that, man.
Got chandeliers, man. What's going on, man? Let me get down with you, man.
Man,
But
you
nah, I'm
know.
messing with you. All right, but I'm gonna holler at you, man. Definitely, man. Salute to you and best of luck.
All right, King, I'll holler at you.
That's what's up, man. Peace.
Later.
All right. All right, y'all. So y'all see what it is. You know what I'm saying? Man. Definitely a dope interview. And you know, we gonna keep it rocking, man. You know what I'm saying? This Boss Talk. We've been doing this for a minute now. We grinding, we shining, and we bringing you the real deal, man. You know, like I said, it's a lot coming up. Big shout out to my man Matt Sims. Big shout out to Big Hef over there, Capital Structure. They putting in that work, man. They got them artists, man. So y'all definitely need to pay attention to what's going on over there. And like we said the whole time, man, this has been a crazy week. You know, it's a lot going on, man. And I just wanted to reach out to everybody and let them know that you got to be able to maintain. You got to be able to maintain right now because it's a lot going on and it's a lot still going to go on. You know, I ain't going to get too political tonight, but I think if we get focused and, you know what I'm saying, and we really pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. All right, we back. But yeah, you know, like I said, we need to just get focused, y'all, and stay woke. You feel me? That's the main thing y'all need to focus on. And we're gonna sign off. But make sure y'all check us out each and every week. And on Friday, tomorrow night, we got the ladies coming back on. So make sure y'all check for that. All right? I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.